Hello, everyone. My name is James McBride, and I'm going to give you a tour of what you're going to be doing in CMP-103. I will divide this up into separate little videos so that you can jump straight to where you might need the help. Because, as you go through some of this information, you may say, hey, wait a minute, what was that he said about these particular assignments? And I don't want you to have to watch the whole video. I want you to be able to jump to where you need to go. I may not be your instructor for this class. There may be a different instructor, but I'm going to give you a little tour of what you're doing first off right here in Canvas, right? Canvas is where you got this video. Canvas is where you clicked on this to figure out what the heck is going on, right? So what you see on the screen here is the modules that have been created for all the work there is to do. And I've broken those down by weeks, and it shows when that week basically starts all the way down to finals week. And I will just go ahead and open up one of the first week here so you can see what's going on. Now, first thing that should pop out to you is there's these listings that have red squares on them. I did that so you would be able to immediately see which of these links are actually counting as a score. There's a ton of stuff in here, right? Well, really what's going on is that most of this is just going to link straight to the textbook where this information is. And you need those links. For instance, let's go down a little bit here. And this is a concept skills training that is for this entire module 1. Well, module 1 right here is all of this stuff. And so how do you know what to do in this training if you haven't been able to see what's in the chapter? Now, because people come in with different backgrounds, you could say to yourself, you know what, I'm just going to jump straight into the module training and see how it goes. And if I don't need any help and I'm pretty familiar with the stuff, then I'll just keep going and I won't bother using these links. That's perfectly fine. That's why there's no score on these links. The ones that you have to be concerned with are the ones that have the red square on them. They're the ones that you're getting points from. All right, let's take a look at week 2, because there's something else in week 2 that you'll notice. And that is at the top, there will always be one that has a red square on it and then a green check mark that says attendance. So this is an attendance video. This is to make sure that no matter how you're taking this class, whether it's face-to-face or online, you're working every week. This is honestly a mandate that the federal government gives us. So I know a lot of online instructors just go, here's all the work, do it whenever you want. But we're technically not supposed to do that. And so I have you checking in with this assignment that you watch a little video. The longest ones are about 20 minutes. The vast majority of them are about 6 or 7 minutes long. And then you answer a few questions. So pay attention in the video and your attendance is done and you get a score for that. Now, as we go down through it, you'll see a lot of links here. There's a bunch of stuff that has, just go over and take a look at that if you would like. And then, then there's one that's scored. Red block, red block, red block. Some of these are very short. Some of these are much longer. What you're going to find is that the computer concepts are pretty medium. Anything that's more of an office concept is usually kind of long. And then you have these little critical thinking things and concept videos, and those are super short. They're like one question, basically. You watch something for 3 minutes and then you get it done. So while it looks like a lot of work, a ton of work, some of those are really short and some of them are much, much longer. That changes week to week. So you're always going to have a mix of these things, but this Windows module actually is much shorter than one of the Word modules that comes later. So you can't take a specific week and then say, oh, well, that only took me 45 minutes. So next week, I'll just push it off until Friday. You're going to find out that maybe you've got 3 hours of work to do and you hadn't planned for that, right? So you need to realize, and if you're in an online class, right, you should be working 3 50-minute periods for the class that you would have taken from 9 to 9:50 or whatever. And then you're supposed to have work outside of that, which is usually another 3 50-minute periods. That's kind of the typical way that the government figures that out. But anyway, if I were you, I would also use the calendar. There is a calendar that you can just look at, and it has all your assignments for all of your classes. And you can actually trim it down and say, I only want to see my 103 assignments or whatever. So they give you a to-do list here. They also give you your course stream and your course calendar. So if we look at the course calendar, I've got some of the assignments set up, and you'll see that there they are. And you can actually click on these and it'll go to those assignments. Almost everything I usually make due on the Saturday, closing on the Saturday. That's the due date. So you want to finish it by the due date. And you'll notice that this is the beginning of the week. That's the end of the week. So you should be finishing work every single week. You should try to finish week 1 in week 1. Now, I know that life happens. So you'll note that when you go into the assignment, it'll actually have a close date that's a week later. So you want to complete this. I have students that'll be like, oh no, can I still do that assignment because it's Sunday and it was due Saturday? And yes, you can. It hasn't closed yet. You can go into it and do it up until the time it closes. So I give a week leeway. Unfortunately, what happens is a lot of students will just start getting it done just before it closes. That doesn't really help you because by the time you get to the end of the course, you got a bunch of work that you have to do. So try to get the stuff done within that week that it's due. But I give you that extra time, in case you got sick. Is there a punishment for not doing it or not getting it done before the due date? No. You don't get any minus points if you turn it in just before the close date, which is almost a week late. I'm not going to punish you like that. I would just warn you, get the work done as it goes along because there's a lot of stuff in there. Now, this is the first time we've used this material. Sometimes we run into trouble. Sometimes assignments don't behave the way they should. It's technology. You will not have more work placed out there than what is there now. What I'm trying to tell you is that as we go along, I may adjust things. I may push dates back, give you more time to do something because it's a lot bigger assignment than we had planned. Or I may actually say, you know what, you're not going to have to do that test. I'm taking it out of where your scores are because there's just too much to do. So those kinds of things are going to happen. It'll happen, with us for a couple of years until we get this trimmed exactly the way we want it. What I want you to know is you're not going to have some kind of surprise. You're not going to come out there and go, where did this assignment come from? It's all in there. It's all going to be there. And I'm not changing it unless I need to push a date back, which is beneficial to you, or take something out, right, which is beneficial to you. So I'm not here to hurt you. All right, so that's it for just getting around Canvas. You're going to go week to week to week. I will have the syllabus out there so you can look at it. But honestly, this is the work you need to do. The last thing I want to show you is behind the scenes. Here I have assignments. This will not be there. You won't be able to click on that. That's mainly just because it gets confusing. There's just all sorts of assignments. And so what I've done is I've broken these assignments down into these different areas. And so your grade is not just equally spread across all these different assignments. The ones that are really small that only take you like 3 or 4 minutes to do, those will end up being 10% of your grade. And you go, well, they're only a few minutes. Yeah, but there's a lot of them, right? So they're only a few minutes, but that'll be 10% of your grade. The concepts, what does that mean? Well, the concepts are computer concepts. Like this is how computers are used here. And if you want to upgrade your computer, you do this, those types of things. And those are worth 40%. Office concepts, that means Office support system, Word, Excel, Access, those assignments, Windows, that kind of stuff. That's 40%. So those are equally divided. And then you have your attendance videos, and those are 10% of your grade as well. And there's one every single week. Now, the attendance videos are only available for that week. And no, do not ask me to open them the following week because you missed it or you got on at 11:59 and it closed. That's just too bad, right? So these will open on the Sunday and close on the Saturday. You have 7 days to get them done. And again, that's how I will make sure that attendance is being done and that you are active in doing something every single week. If you have questions, let me know and I will help you out as much as I can.